All right, so for problem-solving questions, we want to be really careful about what is important in the question. Okay, usually there's a lot of extra stuff, but they give us variables to use, and then they're going to tell us what we're looking for. Okay, so we're going to read this question together. Billy is 4 years younger than half the age of his sister Jade. Billy is 8 years old. Let A represent the age of Billy's sister Jade. How old is Jade? Okay. So first of all, let's identify our variable. Okay, they told us what to let A represent, all right, and A is going to be what? A represents the age of Billy's sister Jade. Okay, so Jade's age. Okay, so that's what A represents, what our variable represents. And when we look at the question that they ask us, how old is Jade? So if we find what A is, because right now we don't know, when we find it, we're going to figure out what Jade's age is, and we're going to solve the question. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to go back through, and we're going to try and write an equation that represents this piece of information that they give us. Okay, so Billy is 4 years younger, okay, than half the age of his sister Jade. So let's break this down. Okay, we got 4 years younger, and we got half the age of his sister Jade. Those are two different things. Okay, let's do this last part first. Half the age of his sister Jade. Okay, so if Jade is, let's reason it out. If Jade is 8 years old, he's going to be half, which is 4. If she is 10 years old, he's going to be half, which is 5. If she's 12, he's going to be half, which is 6. Okay, how do we get from here to here? Well, you notice we're dividing by 2, right? Half, you're going to divide it into 2. So the way we're going to represent this is we're taking Jade's age, we're dividing it by 2, and that's going to give us Billy's age. Okay, so let's write that out as an equation, because that's the first part that we needed to know. Okay, so whatever Jade's age is, we don't know what that is, but what did we say Jade's age was going to be represented as? A. So A is equal to Jade's age. Remember that. Okay, so now let's write it as it is. If A is Jade's age, we need to divide Jade's age by 2. Okay, A divided by 2, that's going to be half of Jade's age. That represents this first part right here. Half of Jade's age, okay, is going to equal Billy's age. Okay, but now hold on. We have another piece that we have to include. Half the age of his Jade and 4 years younger than that. He's 4 years younger than half her age. So we took half her age. That's great. That represents half of Jade's age. And we need 4 years younger than that. So younger means less, right? We're going down in numbers. If he was 4 years older, he'd go up by 4. Okay, so we're going to subtract 4 here. And then let's fill this part in. What is Billy's age? Okay, because this is 4 years younger. We're missing one number here. What is Billy's age? Let's go back. Billy is 8 years old. Oh my goodness. So we can put an 8 here. And so now let's look back at the equation we just formed. A over 2 minus 4 equals 8. Okay, and now we can solve this one for A, and we're going to get Jade's age. Okay, so first we get rid of our constants, the numbers that are not attached to the variable, by using opposite operations. So if I'm subtracting 4, I'm going to add 4 to both sides. Then I rewrite my equation. This equals 0, so good, that's gone. But 8 plus 4 is going to be 12. And then we have one more step. We have to get rid of the coefficient, okay, the number that's attached to the A. We're using opposite operation. So since we're dividing by 2 here, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to multiply by 2. This is going to give us 1, so we're left with 1A on this side. But what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. And so we're going to get that Jade's age, his sister, she is 24 years old. Okay, remember A is equal to Jade's age. And A, 1A, okay, remember we don't have to include the 1, is 24. So that means Jade, Billy's sister, is 24 years old. So there was 2 parts to this. First, we had to create the equation. and then we actually had to solve it for A. So when you're doing equations, just be very careful. Break them down into their pieces and think about what would make sense. All right, what does it mean to be half? Okay, well, half, let's put some numbers and let's see what we were doing, just like we did here. Okay, to figure out what represent that mathematically. And 4 years younger, well, okay, think of 10. 4 years younger than 10 is 6, so we're subtracting 4. Okay, so you can put numbers in to figure out what your math process is to make it have more sense to you.